Hello, everyone. It's been a long time since I've been on here. Well, not that long, but it's been a kind of a long time. And I just thought I'd come on here with my car chronicles in a different car right now, but just thought I'd come on and speak a little bit about some spirituality things and all of that good stuff. What I wanted to speak to today is about being on a spiritual journey. I know in some of these Facebook groups and stuff, I see a lot of people asking questions about spirituality and things about what to do in certain cases for spells and different things of that sort. And it just puzzles me as to how much this community is starting to look like a fad to me. And I feel like it's kind of sad because a lot of this stuff comes from sacred roots. And I don't think these New Agers understand that. So, but with all of that being said, I wanted to speak about people doing shadow work before entering into a spiritual practice or religion or whatever have you, that someone may want to get into. A lot of people be having questions like, I don't know what to do. What should I do? How do I get started? And what about? To me, I don't think that's a question anybody can answer. I just feel like you have to have a calling over your life, and you have to understand yourself and where you came from and where you come from as a culture of people. You have to study your own roots and some of the roots of other things that you're interested in. That's something that you will have to study to figure some of it out. But I do feel like if you don't have some type of soul tied to it, meaning you don't have a calling over your life, you don't have a pulling or a nagging to a certain aspect of or in spirituality, then it's probably going to be hard for you to figure out where to start, if you will, or what to do, because along my journey, I've learned that you have to be a researcher. You got to research a whole lot of stuff because you can fuck around and fuck yourself up within it. So I made this video because I wanted to talk about how I think when you're coming on to the spiritual path that you will probably need to do some shadow work first. I'm a firm advocate in recommending that one do shadow work first. You say, what is shadow work? Well, there's a lot of videos here on YouTube that explain what shadow work is. My personal opinion of it is that you're working on yourself. You're learning how to accept yourself and some of the flaws that you may have, and you're learning how to balance all of that out. Because you can't come into spirituality and you're not balanced like you need to be as an individual. There's so much to it. It's just so much. It's broad, it's complex, it's it's a walk. It is definitely a walk. It's a journey within. And I think people need to take that journey within before entering onto a spiritual path. That way you're better able to harness what your true calling in the spiritual path is. You're better able to figure it out, and you don't have to go into some of these Facebook groups asking silly questions. Some of the questions that I've read in some of these groups, I'm a little bit embarrassed by. I'm like, why are you asking these kinds of questions? Why do people feel so comfortable with asking some of these questions in these groups? It's like some of this stuff you need to go research and figure out for yourself. Buy books. Follow people who inspire you, that you're called to follow, that you feel like there's some sort of connection there, through the internet ways. And make sure it's people you kind of trust. But even with that, even if you don't trust them, learn to take the meat and potatoes, use it for what you need it for, and let the rest fall away. But that's another thing. You have to cultivate your sense of discernment. That's something I just cannot stress enough. I cannot stress that enough. Cultivate your sense of discernment on this spiritual path. It's very, very pertinent. Very pertinent. Because if you don't, it's easy for you to get scammed. It's easy for you to get taken advantage of. So, you have to cultivate your discernment just through walking in life. That should be a given with your walk in life. So I say all of that to say, cultivate your sense of discernment and do your shadow work first before entering onto this spiritual path, because it can get complex. There's a lot to it. I'm still learning, and I've been on the path for about 10 to 15 years almost. So I'm still learning and cultivating my works. Still learning and cultivating my works. And I'll forever be a learner as long as I'm on the right side of the dirt. So work on yourself first. Love yourself first. And know yourself enough to know who you are. And figure out what your path is and what you are called here to do. Because we all have a calling on our lives. Another thing, your birth chart helps with a lot of stuff too. You need to learn how to read your birth chart, or get with somebody who can read your birth chart for you and help you along that matter. But once again, learn how to use your sense of discernment while you're on the path to looking for someone to help you with your birth chart. That's why I say shadow work is very pertinent. Because when you know yourself enough, you're able to listen to yourself so you can know who to choose, who to pick, which way to go, how you should go about it, and when you should go about it. So I'm going to end my video here. Of course, I'll be back. I don't know when, but I like to pop in every now and again. So I'm in my natural look today. I don't have any eyelashes on or lipstick or any of that, but something just said, go ahead and get it out there. So I'm getting the message out there. Okay? Toodles.